Shalom. I want to give all praise and all the glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Ha Rekak Wadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. So today the Spirit has me in Matthew 20. And it's a parable for the worker in a vineyard. All right. So let's read it. For Matthew 20:1. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is in a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Because remember, that's what we're doing, right? We always tell you we got to do the work. So the laborers are the men who are teaching this truth, okay? Verse 2. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. Right? And why does it say the marketplace? Because that's where wisdom sighs and cries out. You know, it tells you in the scriptures that, let me see, I think it's Psalms 1. Let's try Psalms 1 through the Spirit. Proverbs 1 maybe. Let's see. No, Salakia. Let me find this real quick. Proverbs 1. Okay, wait. So I was right. Proverbs 1 and verse 20. It says, Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates in the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Alright, so it tells you wisdom crieth out in the streets. Right? She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. And when you look up concourse, let's get that definition. Concourse definition.
Here's the definition of concourse. A large open area inside or in front of a public building, as in an airport or train station.
Or the second definition is a crowd or assembly of people. So that's what a concourse is. It's just like us when we go out to camp. We're teaching, literally teaching in front of a public building. That's what one of the definitions was. A large open area inside or in front of a public building. Right? So the men of the Lord are commanded to go out and cry in the streets in the chief place of concourse. Right? And it's the openings in the gates of the city. Right? Because in the ancient times, the elders, that's where they sat, at the gates. That's why the prophets are likened unto the gates, all right? Which to access anywhere, if you're going into someone's house or home, they're going to have a fence with a gate. You have to enter through that gate for access, right? Same thing with this, the metaphor being with the kingdom, right? To enter the kingdom, you have to enter through the gates, which the prophets are the gates, okay? And we're crying out in the streets. Wisdom is what we're crying out, right? Using the scriptures, reading the verses, which is the true wisdom. And that's what we're doing. We're crying. She's uttering her voice in the streets through the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So let's go back to Matthew 20 and verse 3, I'll read that again. It says, And when he went about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, right? The marketplace would be like the concourse, right? Or the gates, right? Verse 4, and said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour and did likewise. So he kept going out to the marketplace, and he was seeing people standing idle, meaning it's a metaphor. They didn't understand. They weren't in the truth. They weren't, they were just idle. Like right now, the remnant, some of the remnant could be idle until the truth is presented to them, right? In the streets, till they come across the prophets. You see? So this laborer, he keeps going and checking that, and he keeps seeing everything. The 3rd hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour. And then let's keep reading. And about the 11th hour, he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, why stand ye here all the day idle? Right? And remember what we read in Proverbs 1 and 20, what was it, 21? It said, 22, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and scorners delight in the scorning, and fools hate knowledge? So, that's basically what was happening in this chapter, Matthew 20, and we're at verse. He's like, why are you standing here all day idle? Like, basically, like, he could have said, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? Right, man? Do the work, right? Verse 7, they say unto him, because no man hath hired us. He said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall ye receive. All right? So who's the one who hires us? Who's the one who chooses? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He's the one who, Yahweh puts the Spirit on us to do the work. And, Yahweh Shai is the example, So we read verse 8. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard saith unto his steward, call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. So everybody got the same pay, even though some men were working from the 1st hour to the 3rd hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour, the 11th hour. They all got paid the same, right? Because that's a metaphor for this truth. Of course there's going to be order, right? The elders, they've been doing the work. Elder Apostle Tahar has been doing the work, over, I would say, I think around 36, 37 years. And then you have other elders who have been in this thing for 15 years. Then you have men that have been in here 6 years, 5 years, So it's just like, that's that metaphor. We all came in at different times. We all got hired at different times. But, there's order. That's what the elders will always be ahead of us in order, of course, right? That's common sense. But the thing is we all receive that same reward. We all receive that penny, no matter what time we came in this truth, right? We're going to receive that crown, like it tells you in the book of Esdras, where Yahweh Shai is putting crowns on the prophets, on the elect. You see? So even though maybe you came in 2007, maybe you came in 2016, whenever you came into this knowledge and this truth, and you started doing the work, you see, you're going to get that same reward as that man who came in before you, right? Even though he's going to be ahead of you in order, you see. So let's keep reading. Verse 11. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour. Thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day. right? So he's saying we worked all day long when it was hot. These guys came in, the sun was already going down. It wasn't as hot, you know. That'd be like if Elder Apostle Tahar and Elder Apostle Gabar and Elder Apostle Ramlab, they were like, hey, these brothers can't have a crown, you know. That'd be they're not in that mindset, but that's what it would be like, you know. These brothers can't have a crown. They barely came in 2017, you know. Let's keep reading. Verse 12, saying, these have last wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, friend, I did thee no wrong. Didst thou not agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way, and I will give unto the last, even as unto thee. Is it lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last, but for many be called, but few chosen, right? So if you got that attitude that, you know, you're looking down on the brothers who came into the truth after you, or you feel like they don't deserve, you know, the same reward that you do because they came in later, you know. Well, it's not our place. It's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one who appoints and anoints all the men and all the priests of Israel. And it's we don't have a say in that, you know. Yeah, we show double honors to the elders, you know, but at the end of the day, we're going to get the same crown that they receive, you know, even though we came in at a later time, you know. It's all the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? And that's what it is, man. We're all working towards this crown, right? And I know that the elders don't have that sentiment where they're like mad because we came in late and we're going to get the same crown. No, those elders, they care about the flock, man. That's why they're out there diligently, in season, out of season, teaching the brothers and feeding the flock each and every day because they're on the videos. You know, we get a chance to watch the elders do their thing on you know, Saturdays. So with that, you know, I just wanted to do a quick lesson, a quick hitter. And you know what? Before I close out, though, I'm going to read this prayer that I made, right? Because we've been in the spirit of doing prayers in the Hebrew. And I'm just going to go ahead and say the prayer, and then I'm going to interpret it. All right? It says, Nathanyala Shaman Shakam Abba Shammai Ya Tazarak. Okay? Nathanyala Shaman Shakam Abba Shammai Ya Tazarak. Okay? And what that means is, give to me oil early, right? Oh, and that's the spirit, because we were just reading about the men who came into the work early, right? And then there's men who came in later. But so that's the Yapada. I didn't even realize that lined up like that. So, but what this prayer says, it says, Nathanyala Shaman Shakam Abba Shammai Ya Tazarak. What it means is give to me oil early, meaning wisdom, right? And then it says, Father, hear my cries. All right, so one more time. Nathanyala Shaman Shakam Abba Shammai Ya Tazarak. Okay. So with that, I want to give all praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha-Rakak Wadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akim who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, right? Shalom to the elect.